In the sun-scorched lands of Canaan, a tale of betrayal, hardship and triumph unfolds. This is a place where the relentless sun bakes the earth and the air shimmers with heat, a land where survival is a daily battle and where the stories of the Bible were born. In this vast expanse of dry, arid terrain, the narrative of a young shepherd named Joseph begins to take shape. Born into a world of nomadic tribes, of flocks and herds, Joseph's life was one of simplicity and hardship. But beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary existence, a remarkable story was about to unfold. A story that would take Joseph from these barren lands to the grandeur of Egyptian palaces, from the tenderness of a father's love to the bitter sting of betrayal. A tale of dreams and destinies, of trials and triumphs. Here in this harsh landscape, our story begins with a young shepherd named Joseph. Joseph, favored by his father and envied by his brothers, finds his dreams shattered. The coat of many colors, a symbol of his father's love, stokes the flames of resentment in his brothers' hearts. They cannot bear the sight of their father's clear preference for Joseph, and their envy consumes them. And so, in a cruel twist of fate, Joseph's dreams of greatness ignite a deadly plot. His brothers, blinded by jealousy, sell him to Midianite traders for a mere 20 pieces of silver, a price far too small for a life full of such promise. In this act of betrayal, Joseph's dreams are crushed under the weight of his brothers' envy. His world, once filled with the love of his father and the security of his family, is suddenly ripped apart. Sold for silver, Joseph is taken to a land far from home, Egypt. In Egypt, Joseph's life takes a drastic turn from a shepherd to a slave. Imagine the stark contrast from the sun-scorched landscapes of Canaan to the monumental edifices of Egypt. A journey that began with betrayal now finds Joseph in a foreign land, far from the comforts of his father's house. The land of the pharaohs, renowned for its grandeur and mystique, is now the backdrop of Joseph's new existence. Once a shepherd tending his father's flocks, now a slave in a land where he doesn't even speak the language. A drastic change indeed. Yet, despite the dire circumstances, Joseph's spirit remains unbroken, his faith unwavering. He faces each day with resilience and a hope for a better tomorrow. He understands that even in the darkest nights, stars still shine. So here in Egypt, Joseph's life takes a new turn. Yet in the heart of adversity, Joseph's story is far from over. Despite trials, Joseph remains steadfast, rejecting temptation and facing false accusations. As a slave in Egypt, Joseph finds himself in Potiphar's house. Despite his lowly status, he carries himself with dignity and honor, refusing to let his circumstances define him. His strength of character shines through, earning him the respect of his master. Yet his journey is not without trials. Faced with the allure of Potiphar's wife, Joseph is presented with a choice. He could succumb to temptation, or he could remain true to his principles. With unwavering resolve, Joseph chooses the latter, holding on to his integrity even in the face of seduction. But Joseph's moral compass does not go unpunished. Betrayed once again, this time by a scorned woman, he is falsely accused and thrown into prison. Yet even in the throes of injustice, Joseph's spirit remains unbroken. His strength of character persists, a beacon of hope in the darkness. Joseph's integrity shines even in the darkest of circumstances. From the shackles of slavery, Joseph rises, his wisdom guiding Egypt through abundance and famine. In the court of the Pharaoh, Joseph's exceptional ability to interpret dreams brings him to the forefront. The Pharaoh, plagued by troubling dreams of 7 fat cows being devoured by 7 lean ones, and 7 healthy ears of grain being swallowed by 7 thin, blighted ones, is left baffled. None of his wise men or magicians can decipher the cryptic messages of his dreams. Enter Joseph, the Hebrew slave. With divinely inspired insight, he interprets the dreams as a prophecy. The 7 fat cows and healthy ears of grain represent 7 years of abundance, while their gaunt counterparts foretell 7 years of severe famine. Joseph advises the Pharaoh to store surplus grain during the years of plenty to prepare for the lean years to come. Impressed by his wisdom, the Pharaoh elevates Joseph from a lowly prisoner to the position of vizier, second only to the Pharaoh himself. Joseph, once a shepherd boy in Canaan, now stands at the helm of the Egyptian empire, managing its resources with prudence and foresight. Under his governance, granaries are filled to the brim during the years of abundance, a stark contrast to the empty bellies and barren fields that had once been a common sight. As the years of famine descend upon Egypt and its neighboring lands, Joseph's foresight proves to be the nation's saving grace. The stored grain is distributed, saving countless lives from starvation. His management during this critical period cements his position as a wise and effective leader, respected and revered by all. Joseph's meteoric rise to power, from the pit of despair to the pinnacle of success, serves as a testament to his unwavering faith and indomitable spirit. His journey is a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for those who dare to dream, even in the darkest of times. Joseph, once a slave, now stands as Egypt's second in command. His story, etched in the annals of time, continues to inspire, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, one can rise and rise again. As famine strikes, Joseph faces his past. A choice between revenge or forgiveness looms. In the heart of a starving world, a group of men travel from the sun-scorched lands of Canaan to Egypt, the breadbasket of the world. Among them are Joseph's brothers, the very men who sold him into slavery out of jealousy and spite. Unbeknownst to them, they are about to face the brother they betrayed, now a powerful vizier in Egypt. They arrive, weary and desperate, unaware that their fate lies in the hands of the brother they once cast aside. They bow before him, unknowingly fulfilling the dream that sparked their envy years ago. They are strangers to Joseph, but to him they are a mirror to his past, a reminder of a life that was stolen from him. In the shadows of the grand palace, Joseph grapples with his emotions. He recognizes the faces of his brothers, the faces that haunted his dreams during his years of servitude and imprisonment. The memories of his past, of his betrayal, rush back like a flood, threatening to drown him in resentment and bitterness. But Joseph, instead of being consumed by the past, takes a moment to reflect. He sees his brothers, not as the villains of his past, but as desperate men seeking help. He realizes that he has a choice to make, a choice that could define him. He could choose revenge, give in to the anger and resentment that has been simmering within him. Or he could choose forgiveness, let go of the past and offer his brothers the help they need. In the face of this dilemma, Joseph finds strength in his faith and wisdom. He understands that revenge might offer momentary satisfaction, but it would not bring him peace. He chooses to rise above the pain of his past, to break the cycle of hatred and betrayal. And so, he makes his choice. Not revenge, but forgiveness. Not bitterness, but grace. He decides to help his brothers, to give them a chance at redemption, just as he was given a chance to rise from his past. In the face of those who wronged him, Joseph chooses grace. In a stunning act of forgiveness, Joseph reveals his true identity to his brothers. The man they had sold into slavery, the brother they had forsaken, now stands before them not as a spectre from a guilt-ridden past, but as their savior in a time of desperate need. The irony is palpable, the moment intense. Joseph, who had every reason to turn his back, instead chose the path of compassion. He chose to reveal his true self, not in anger or bitterness, but in love and forgiveness. Here in the heart of Egypt, a reunion unfolds that is as improbable as it is poignant. The betrayal, the hardship, the trials, they all led to this moment. A moment of revelation, of understanding, of healing. The past cannot be undone, but it can be forgiven. With open arms, Joseph embraces his brothers, transcending the wounds of the past. Joseph's journey from betrayal to forgiveness is a testament to the transformative power of grace. His life, a tapestry woven with threads of adversity and triumph, reflects the enduring spirit of humanity that rises above even the most daunting of challenges. From the sun-scorched lands of Canaan to the opulent courts of Egypt, Joseph's story is a tale of resilience and redemption. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and finally rising to power, Joseph's journey was anything but ordinary. Yet through it all, his faith remained unshaken, his integrity untarnished. In the face of famine and despair, he guided Egypt through its darkest hour, proving that wisdom and foresight can indeed save nations. And when confronted with his past, He chose forgiveness over revenge, demonstrating the healing power of forgiveness. Joseph's story teaches us the power of forgiveness and the transformative potential of grace.